What's up? What's up? Another day leveled up. It's your boy Salem, back with another one for you. Ooh. How's everybody been? It's all good over here. Had to take a little breather, a little spiritual rest stop. Multiple spiritual rest stops. Multiple days leveled up. There's just so much negativity going on with the internet these days. Even if it's meant well, it's a lot of negative to try to push you in a direction of making a change. I also started realizing, why do we need these negative scenarios and circumstances to happen before we start to move in a direction of change? Why do we keep allowing such bad things to happen until it gets so bad that it forces us to wake up? Why can't we take it upon ourselves to wake up ourselves? I think what this whole last few weeks have shown me is that majority of us have been asleep to everything going around us. Everybody is living in the same world, but at the same time, everybody is living in their own parallel reality, adjacent to someone else. There's so many different realities going on that we can't even understand or see someone's perspective if we tried. That's why when I think of politics, it is a never-ending game that will never have a solution. No matter who is in office is going to change your life specifically to you, tailor it to you. There's billions of people on this world. You think one person is going to determine how your life's going to go? I don't know about you, but I know myself, no matter who has been in presidency, Trump, Obama, Clinton, Bush, none of them have ever made such a huge impact on me that I felt they've had an immediate play on how my life has gone. It's a narrative, it's something we buy into, it's a story we tell ourselves that because so-and-so is now president, now I could do what I feel I am able to do. Now that Obama was a president, now I feel that I could do X and X. Now that Trump is in presidency, now I feel my freedom is lost. Now I feel that the world's more racist. The world didn't become more racist since Trump has gone into office. There's always been racism. I think what Trump is doing, he's been able to amplify the good and bad of this world. And it's forcing everybody to wake up and change their perception on things. People already are not identifying with them. They're already saying, not my president. He is your president, but no president will ever have precedence over your own reality. No one can determine what happens in your own reality. We give up that power when we look towards political figures, when we look towards anyone outside of us. The only reason we should be looking outside is for just an example of positivity. That's why Jesus was such a great example. He showed us what we were capable of, and he was willing to sacrifice himself to show us the power that is within us all. All we could do is shape ourselves up as an individual and be an example for the human species to show them their true potential, all out of love. We got to change our perception. I posted a video on my Instagram story like a week and a half ago, and one of my fellow friends was a black man, great man, great friend of mine. He asked me, where did I find this right-wing propaganda? And it took me a little bit to adjust to it, but I see it for what it is. It's like, no matter our race, we will never see things the same. And what they try to do is try to categorize and group everybody together. And while grouping, you're dividing people at the same time. So now, with this Black Lives Matters movement, everybody's coming together, but on the back end, there's also people being divided, especially a lot of black people, if they don't think the same as their brothers and sisters, which we all are brothers and sisters, no matter the color. That's another just group right there, like my brother, my sister. We've been led to believe that everybody is different except for our fellow race. We can't call anyone outside of our race a brother and sister. It's so sly how they get us to always divide ourselves and feel that we are apart from the world around us. But there's, in that video I posted about a week and a half ago, Anthony Mackie, he's a black actor, he's in great films like The Avengers, Captain America, Adjustment Bureau, a lot of movies. And I've realized he's always in roles that he may have sought out, and they speak for themselves. But this video had Denzel Washington, Anthony Mackie, Morgan Freeman, a lot of successful black men that I've decided to post because what they were speaking about is like, we can't allow this perception in the world to determine how successful we are. Even if there is a systematic oppression, some system against us, we have to learn how to maneuver throughout that system to get what we want. If the system's not going to change, it is what it is. What can we do to get through that system, no matter our skin color? And that video rubbed a lot of people the wrong way because they're like, where you find this right-wing propaganda? This is a video of brothers who have made it out who no longer identify with their brothers and sisters. That is not anything I'm trying to say. It was such a spiritual video that at a point Morgan Freeman's asked by this interviewer, like, what do you think about Black History Month? It's like, I don't want it. Would you want a Jewish History Month? No. Black history is world history. It's not only history in February, it is history March, April, May, June, July, and onward, and previous. It's not like we just forget about everything on February. Remember it all in February and forget about it the rest of the year. It is American history. But also at the same time, when they give us the month, it perpetuates a narrative that we are victims. And don't forget, this did happen. It's like, yes, we know it happened. Why do we have to be reminded every once a year that it happened? We know it happened. We need to move on. There's nothing wrong with moving on. Don't forget, but move on. You're holding that pain like a dead corpse, showing everybody, like, look at what they did. I didn't experience it. My mom didn't experience it, but look at what they did. And that is true. It's not false. We have to acknowledge that, but we have to move on. Not deny it, but move on. Because the only way we could make a better world is to forgive the past. No one on this earth right now owned slaves or was a slave. My grandpa wasn't a slave. My grandma wasn't a slave. Their great-grandparents weren't. My great-grandparents' parents were. But do you think my grandma and grandpa allowed that to determine how they felt about those around them and what they were going to be able to be successful in? Like, they experienced way more racism than I could ever imagine. I will never sit here as a victim and think that my life is harder than my grandparents. Our life right now is a perception that we choose to perpetuate, a story that we choose to continue to believe. That you could continue to believe it, or you could change your own story and be the director of your own movie, the star of your own movie. Change starts within. There was a time also when I worked at this hotel about 3 years ago. I worked at the front desk as a courtesy driver. I was able to drive a Tesla as my job, driving people around. I check in these groups of black guys who are just immediately come in and they're just like, fuck all these white people, man. Excuse my language. Like, they're judging me. They're judging us. And I took it upon myself, like, I'll check you guys in. They paid all cash. We go up. There's like 4 of them. And I show them the room. And I close the door. And I'm like, guys, you guys got to realize that no one in this building is against you. No one in this building is against you. You walk in with that perception, which is an energy as well, that you will cause certain circumstances and events to happen by the energy that you carry. You know that you could literally think yourself sick. If you choose to fully believe anything, good or bad, you could elicit those emotions and energy in yourself and attract circumstances around you, events around you, by how you internally feel. That's why there's a thing called the placebo, and the same vice versa, the nocebo. Our minds are what have been captured lately. We have to free our minds. You can't even get lost in the sauce that's going on right now. Every day, it's a new name. Say their name. Say their name. There's nothing you could do for the whole world but become a better individual. That's the cold hard truth. And this may rub some people the wrong way, but I refuse to identify that I'm at a disadvantage. And I will politely allow you to see it that way, but I will politely disagree. All because I love you and I refuse to see you play so small. Because I know you're so much bigger than that. I know I'm so much bigger than that. There's prime examples of people being bigger than their certain immediate circumstances. I will allow you to think of yourself and live in that smallness, but I'm going to go over here in bigness and create a space, hold a space of love. Allowing you to come and join me in the bigness. But I refuse to play small. I refuse to see you as small. And it may rub you the wrong way if I refuse to see you as having a disadvantage, but I know you are bigger than you are now playing. They say a misuse of our power is playing too small. It's now a point where we got to get gangster, because life is getting gangster with us. I've learned a lot these last 3 weeks, and I was trying to figure out how I want to maneuver through life. And I recently even got a tattoo. Just now getting to a point where I'm just like, now living in my true expression that the world is now shifting all around me because I refuse to identify with it. I am in the world, but not of the world. The perception is what needs to change. Anthony Mackie, in that video I was speaking about, he talks about when he learned to scuba dive, he was told to identify anything he's seen in the water as a shark, as a potential threat. Shark-infested waters. And he made a great point. He's like, us black people have been led to believe that when we leave the house, the world is out to get us. It's shark-infested waters, that we need to be on guard. We need to deem everybody as a threat. I gotta do my best to survive. That energy is not an energy you want to carry around with. That is an energy of fear that will attract those scenarios and people to perpetuate that narrative that you continue to play out in your mind. I refuse to see the world as out to get me. One of my aphorisms I tell myself each day is, the universe bears no ill to me, I bear no ill to it. My inner reality creates my outer reality. I will never forget that, and knowing that, my world then confirms that back to me. I am a light, the light I am. I am the light I am. I am the light I am. I am the light I am. You repeat that to yourself 10 times a day, multiple times a day, you're going to look at yourself as a spiritual being having a human experience and knowing that you are put here. You chose to be here. You were chosen to be here to create a change and rise in consciousness, and knowing that doing that and shaping yourself up in that individual, you will have an effect to those around you. You will be an example through your human existence of what they are capable of as well, no matter the color. This is not about race. This is a mental, spiritual war that's been going on for every color. If you get lost in the sauce, this will be one of the worst years for you. It's not done. We're barely midway through 2020. You have to, more than ever, change your perception on things. Do not allow the world, the media, social media, to tell you that you are at a disadvantage, that other people are at a disadvantage. Even if they are, even if there is something going on that you feel strongly against, know all you could do is become a better individual, wish them well, pray for them, and do the best you can to help them, but know that you can't save them all. You could only save your immediate circumstances, and as you rise in consciousness and grow into a better individual, you master yourself, you will have more of an influence around. My YouTube channel has shown me that by making myself and making it a priority to build myself up, that by just default, by just that alone, and speaking of my own personal experiences, will help others around me. I'm able to see my analytics, and there's people that are watching my videos in countries I don't even know. I don't promote this, I just talk. Anyone with ears to hear will hear. Anyone who's seeking this out will hear. Just know, like, you are not as small as the world tries to allow you to believe. We are all the chosen ones. If you're listening to this, you're a chosen one who's meant to rise in consciousness and help those around you. When we master ourselves and our surroundings, change what we tell ourselves, the world will shift around us. I'm excited for the rest of this year. We'll continue to bring more topics and shed light on things that people need to talk about. If you have any questions or have any other video topics you maybe want me to touch on, feel free to drop them in the comments. If this resonated with any of you guys, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop more content. And just know, belief may be comforting, but only through true experience could it be liberating. Grant yourself permission to level up. Until next time, it's your boy Salem. I'm out.